going on, man? Hopefully you guys can all hear me, even though it is windy here in Denver today. It just rained a bunch on June 1st. You guys will be seeing this on June 2nd, though. That blue moon energy has definitely been crazy. And you could tell even just by the weather patterns how much this energy is affecting everything and everyone. Well, maybe not everyone, but just the people that are aligned to the energy. And I really wanted to take everything back kind of to the genesis, the beginning of this channel, what really made it grow in the beginning, which was working with Moldavite. Although when I actually started working with this crystal, when I first started this channel, I actually wasn't retaining any of my sexual energy. I didn't even know what any of that even meant. And it's amazing to now share this journey, now retaining, transmuting. November of this year, it'll be 2 years. But I really wanted to speak about these crystals because crystals now affect my system so differently now that I've retained and I continue to retain. And one of the major differences that I've noticed is, one, when you do SR, for me personally, I've developed disciplines to help channel and transmute all that energy, which creates a cycle of growth, right? It creates a cycle of growth. And you've heard me talk about this plenty on my channel, where it's 6 specific disciplines that channel and circulate my energy each and every day to promote inner growth, external growth, mental growth, spiritual growth, financial growth, everything, right? It hits every single part of like the human being, the spiritual being, everything, right? And it's funny though, because when you start pairing those disciplines with crystals again, it hits different, right? Before I was retaining and I was working with Moldavite, it was more of like everything would just surface up so quickly. I felt the energy more intensely, and I felt very ungrounded quickly. Like I needed grounding stones to work with Moldavite. Now, when I work with Moldavite and I'm retaining, it's so completely different because now it targets my sexual energy and it helps me not only manifest faster, not only helps me sync up faster with everything around me, but it helps me become attuned to my inner kid energy again. And some of you hearing this may not know what that really means, and a lot of you probably won't even comprehend it. Maybe you're not supposed to in this lifetime. But in my specific journey, I'll share a little backstory. You know, when I was a kid, all the way until I started, really releasing all my seed and didn't really know the power of it, I was the greatest manifester in the world. As a kid, as a teenager, I was able to just manifest anything I wanted on demand, on the spot, just by thinking about it. And I didn't really even think about this until later, which was why I even questioned what was it that I had when I was a kid. After I had been depleted, after I had been with so many women, depleted all my seed, just stuck on lust, stuck on porn, I was like, what was it that I had? And then it clicked, right? Through a journey, I realized, oh my gosh, like I was fully retained, I was pure, I wasn't sleeping with anyone. And even when I look back at my journey, I realized the exact moment my energy became polluted when I first slept with a woman. And that's when my power started to get all flaky and weird. And so now, learning all of this through my personal journey, I'm starting to get all of that back. And right now, working again with Moldavite, it's reminding me of that inner kid energy and how I used to use it, how I used to manifest, all the energy I used to have. I literally feel like I'm a kid again. Like, I'm jumping up and down. I mean, I'm doing things that, to the normal person would seem like crazy. And that's the cool thing about working with this crystal, is because as you continue to work with it, more and more things will surface up to help you keep progressing. And that's what you want. You want to keep progressing on the journey, because if you don't, you're just stuck. You're just falling behind. You know, I believe that every human being here wants to continue to grow, and they don't even know how because it's never been taught to them. If everyone in this world just focused on developing themselves, healing their inner child, becoming the greatest human that they could be, this whole world would just fucking change for the better. And here's the thing though, Moldavite's effects haven't changed too much, but they do amplify different parts of your being when you actually retain and you practice SR. And both men and women can actually practice SR. You just contain your sexual energy. That's all you're doing. And you're just rechanneling it. In my opinion, the best way to rechannel it is back into yourself. Invest it back into yourself to become the greatest human that you can possibly be while you're here. And then everything else aligns to you, right? Because the more that you increase your frequency, the more everything around you has to match that eventually, right? And so this crystal right here, guys, the Moldavite. Yes, I still work with it tremendously. Right now I am pairing it with my other crystals for the blue moon, but even when I'm just wearing Moldavite alone, this crystal is really good to use, especially when you're going through times of change like the blue moon. It'll help you get through times of change very, very quickly. Although if it does get overwhelming, like I've always said in my past videos, take it off or use less, you know, if you have smaller pieces, because that's something I have noticed on SR. Some days, or like, I think I went like a couple weeks one time, I was wearing over 100 grams and everything was just irritating the hell out of me. And then like something in my spirit was like, just take off the Moldavite. And I did, and I felt normal again. So you can't overdo it with Moldavite, you know, especially on SR, because everything just becomes so amplified. But the effects are still the same, but the effects are more intense. And you feel everything more deeply, which is really amazing. Especially when you use this crystal for one of your disciplines, one of them which I consider is meditation. Whole nother game changer. But I really wanted to share this again with you guys. We're going back to the Genesis. Let me know how you guys have been working with Moldavite recently. Let's see where this new month leads us into, all right? Hope you guys have a great day. Talk to you guys later. Peace.